Harish Luthra is our next speaker, Senior Vice President for SAP Consulting. Mr. Luthra started SAP's Federal Professional Services practice in 1999. He has worked for a wide range of clients, including the IRS, the U.S. Postal Service, the U.S. Army, and the state of Kentucky. Great to see you. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. There's one change to my designation there. So I've just taken over the cloud group, so I want to talk to you all about the cloud applications that we're doing. But it does relate to professional services background I had. So I don't know if any of you know SAP. SAP is one of the largest German software companies. We provide ERP. I think Larry talked about SAP HANA. That's one of the products we have. But it is the largest provider of ERP software in the world. A lot of DoD organizations and federal organizations, and also a lot of the state and local organizations use our software. For example, all the Army wholesale logistics is managed by SAP through SAP software, which was done by CSRA. The retail logistics is done through the GCSS Army program. And it's being used at DLA, it's being used at Navy, so it's all over the place. The challenge that was given to us was, over the last 15-20 years or so, the COTS on-prem applications have been implemented with a lot of customizations to take care of a lot of the policy issues, to take care of a lot of the statutory issues, or basically just implement the way the legacy systems have been implemented. So one of the things that happened was a number of the SESs talked to us and said, hey Harish, can you guys go back and figure out how can we take out the customizations, lower the cost of the implementation, and figure out how we do this effectively. So Ms. Kathy Cutler, who's the CIO at DLA, we had a meeting with her, and her comment to us was, anytime she has to go out and ask for new innovation from her group, I think a gentleman from AWS talked about this, patching takes about a year, whether it's software level, hardware level, and then bring in new software products, and the innovation takes another like 6-7 months or 8 months or so. So before anything can be released to the warfighter out there, it's about 2 years or so. How can we expedite that? How can we make it better? This is where the cloud comes in. So one of the things we've done is partnered with organizations like AWS. We've taken all of our products which were on-prem, brought them into the cloud. So a couple of things we're doing with this is we're actually putting a security wrap around it. So we inherit all the controls that AWS or Azure give to us from a government perspective, whether it's impact level 2, 4, 5, 6. We inherit those controls, and we put a security wrapper, we harden the application piece of this, and these workloads are being now offered to the government, whether it's the civilian organizations, DoD organizations, and also state and local. One of the other sets of organizations we normally forget about is utilities. So utilities is critical infrastructure as well, especially utilities that run nuclear processes. So they have a lot of security and compliance. When we started with cloud, I think the first thought everybody had was, well, this will lower my cost. But beyond cost, what we've seen is that security and compliance are the largest drivers for moving to the cloud. Because if you look at patching, if you look at security patching, infrastructure patching, application level patching, that's what cloud gives to you standard, right? So that's how, that's one of the largest value propositions that cloud applications provide to you. And the other thing is it allows the innovation to accelerate as well. It allows new functionality to get to the mission, right? So if you look at a few things that we've done is we've provided an entry point into the cloud through our product called Secure HANA Cloud. We're bringing the SAP workloads in, and these are pretty heavy workloads. They can be terabytes of data. And for example, the Navy has just decided to come into our cloud. So has the Army, and DLA and Transcom are there as well. So they're bringing the SAP workloads in. With the SAP workloads, then they're dissecting the processes. They're taking customizations out, putting customizations in a product that we offer called SAP Cloud Platform. So this simplifies the transactional systems and simplifies the cost of running the systems as well. So this is taking the customizations out and taking some of the functions out into some of the other lines of business type applications, right? So whether it's supply chain management, asset management, all of those applications combined provide something called a converged cloud. The converged cloud provides the data to the government, which they can use to analyze and make decisions on. So data can then be transformed into information, and the information can then be used for mission readiness. So mission readiness, some of the advantages I want to go through for the cloud are, the biggest one is mission readiness. Do we have the right data for force management, for assets, for even on the commercial organizations, like Under Armour, right? They are collecting data from even the jerseys they sell. There are sensors and that they're collecting data from, right? So all of that is being utilized for the mission, whether it's on the government side or on the commercial side. So on the government side in DoD, mission readiness is one of the biggest advantages. I think I've talked about cost. The cost is being lowered because all the customizations are being taken away. And we've started bucketing, or our government customers have started bucketing the requirements into three: statutory, policy, and this is the way we're used to doing it. So anything which is statutory, we have to keep. Anything which is policy, they're looking at it, seeing whether it makes sense or not. Anything which is, this is the way we're used to doing it, that has to go away. So this is how the complexity of these configured systems is coming down, and the cost savings are taking place. We talked about innovation, right? Everybody's talked about AI, machine learning. These are some of the tools we're providing with our products as well. So the SAP Cloud Platform is a hardened platform tool that we provide with within our cloud product set. So that's where, whether it's blockchain, IoT, AI, once digital supply chain comes in, that's what's being utilized to go push innovation out in the field. So innovation speeds up, innovation is faster, that things can get to the warfighter much faster than what's been done in the past. I think the other thing is security, right? I think everybody's talked about security. Security is vastly improved in the cloud. And I think there's a transformation that's going on. About 6 months ago, I spoke with a senior executive at the Army, and the response was, over my dead body, I'm going to the cloud. No chance in hell, right? So this was literally the response. I had my head down, walked out, and 3 months later, after a lot of discussions, the conversation was, how fast can we get to the cloud? And the reason was because, I think it was Elizabeth, or I think you'd mentioned, right? With the decrease in cost, the extra money can be put towards the warfighter. The extra money can be towards the other mission sets, right? So, and this is where once they looked at security but felt comfortable with it, from over my dead body to, hey, how fast can we get there? That transformation happened. One other thing I think I want to say, as my last piece of comment, hopefully I'm on time, is that migration of the mission critical applications to the cloud is a serious matter as well. This has to be planned. This has to be executed tremendously. If we don't plan it, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, a lot of information that goes into the planning of the migration, right? I think earlier we used to migrate disks or do it differently. Now with AWS we have Snowball, right? We've got to figure out how do we transparently migrate the application and the data so that over a weekend the URL changes, but nothing else changes underneath it. So to me, that's the biggest thing we can provide as a provider of applications, where the transformation to the cloud, lower the cost, migration becomes simpler, and mission readiness is there, and we can transform data into information so we can support the warfighters. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.